Hello, hello, hello. Verify that I have sound. On my last Facebook Live, I was talking for about 3 minutes and did not recognize that I didn't have sound on. So I'm being very uh, cautious. Hi, Sam Tobin, Sound of Joy Music Services. And this is another special, uh, this time planned um, live stream looking at technology. Uh, Computer technology, the world of the artificial intelligence (AI), not Skynet, but the use of non-human information to see if whether or not it can be a viable uh, resource for creating gospel music. Now, I am a user of ChatGPT in the last 2 or 3 weeks. In fact, you may have seen some of my streams feature some of the topics which I had asked it. What could I be teaching people learning gospel music for the first time, and what kind of topics or subjects should I be delving into? And some of the topics were thought provoking, so I reached for more information. The Nashville Number System series that you saw me use came from ChatGPT as I asked it, explain the system to me and how can it be used in gospel music. And within seconds, I got a whole script in which I followed, maybe not to the T, but to the talking points to where I can apply the type and the style of music that I play. So I wanted to know whether or not an AI system is possible of writing lyrics to songs. I have written lyrics in the past to at least over a dozen songs, or more than that, 20 songs at least, where I was given a theme and I said, well, gee, let me write lyrics to this theme. And of course, you struggle because you want to match it up with the tempo, match it up with the style of music of that day. Again, this is going back probably, yeah, the last song I wrote may have been in 2017 or 18, I think, the last song that I wrote, and it was for a theme. Um, but I wanted to see whether or not is technology taking us to a place where a song can be generated within seconds, and then the songwriter now has half of his or hers creative thinking past, and now you can just work on the music because you give it a theme and you allow it to do its thing based upon its database. So we have that. Let me take you to the page that will be our workspace. Here we go. Here's our workspace for this session. Waiting on those to come in. So I broke this down. I've been adding to it since this was put together this morning. Let me get myself centered in here. There we go. What you're seeing is the first verse of a request from ChatGPT to write me a two stanza song based on God's grace. That was the request. And within seconds, this is the first of two verses with a chorus that it began to give to me. And I looked at it and I says, gee, grace, oh grace, a gift so divine from a loving God who is always kind. So the AI knew to make it rhyme. It covers our sins, it sets us free. This grace so amazing, it's all we need. 4 lines of a two stanza song generated by ChatGPT, an AI system. So now I apply um, the, how can I put this? The laws of music, because I did ask it. I was curious. Can you put a melody with this? And it pretty much let me know. I'm sorry, but I am not able to put a melody with this, but you can find plenty of melodies out there that you can apply to this song. So I in turn asked it again, well, what chords using the Nashville number system can I put with this song? Because ChatGPT is it's also a learning software. If you ask it questions following one following another, it looks at your first question and will answer back from what your first question was. And it recommended where it says chords up above, it recommended the 1, 4, 5, and 6 chord strain. It didn't recommend an order, but it has told me in again through text, these are the most common chords used in gospel music today. And I can attest to that because as I listen to a lot of the viewer requests and there of the songs from this era, I will say this era and going back 5 years, maybe even 10 years, these chords are common. Waymaker chords are in here. Um, Break Every Chain chords are in this thing, in this format. I'm Not Defeated, it's in this format. And I says, okay, these are and surprisingly, a AI system relying on its database that's being constantly built knows or knew what the common chords used in today's gospel music, most popular, I should say, more common and popular chords were. So I'm going to try and work with its suggested chords of today. See, I've got the scale there, which means we can put it in any key. The scale will help us find what melody I will build. I didn't press a key, I didn't put a timing down or a style. Am I in gospel? Am I in CCM, contemporary Christian gospel? Will I be in, let me see, gospel, contemporary Christian gospel? What's the other styles that I could possibly apply? Well, anytime you go into gospel, traditional gospel, contemporary gospel, which style would I be able to match with well, I'll call it the Nashville number system, and I should put that up there somewhere so that it gets recognition. Let me just put that there so you will know what family of chords I'm using. Nashville number system. There we go. Don't believe we have anybody in right now, so I can't have any conversations with anyone that was here, but that's okay. When you catch the replay, uh, just leave your comments as to my thinking so that I can see whether or not it was helpful to you. Do we want to take away the, what's the word I want to use? The creativity of human beings for the sake of a machine? Well, we've been doing that for a lot recently. It may not be in this genre, but then again, it might be. You don't know who's writing songs nowadays. They're coming out so fast. You may be surprised. You know, people I think they use the term ghost writer, where someone else will write an entire piece of literature for someone in the background, and then that person will pay them and then stamp their name to it, and to have you again not to deceive you, but to let you know that they gave a thought and this is the research and how they were thinking. These, this genre or this direction that I'm taking intrigues me because there are times where I will look at something and try to and be at a loss for words to put to a lyric or thought that comes to my mind, and I may just have to drop it because the thoughts just weren't, something. The wife will call me to come do something. I'll get a phone call. My train of thought is gone, and then I'll go to something else that I have on my schedule. So this is, for me, a test as to whether or not this is a viable tool, which is what all this electronics and technology is supposed to be, a tool to make what we're doing better. Let's get into the music. What key? Again, I don't have any. I have one person viewing me. Thanks for coming in. I'm monitoring who's watching, so and you can leave your comments so that I can acknowledge you being here. What key should I put this in? Because the AI did not recommend a key. It recommended me chords, in which are the most popular used today. Four of them: a major, let me see, a major, 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 and a minor. So we got our, if I'm going to the key, let's say I go to key of C. There's our major, which is our what? Our one, our four, which is a major, our five, which is a major, and our six, which is a minor. So those are the suggested most popular chords used in gospel music. Now, does every gospel musician use those chords? A majority does. That's what I've been able to see. I've been now listening to new artists who are introducing their new songs just about daily on my Facebook page. And I listen to see if they are adhering to this style. Some are, and a lot are not, which means they're the newer creations now that are being introduced is sort of shying away from this one, but I'll work with what's common here. So now that I have my lyrics, let me just put on my headphones so I can hear. So I can hear. Now that I have my lyrics, my next step is, well, what key am I going to put this in? Because that will determine, as I say, the highest note, the lowest note in unison singing, which means will it be tenor dominated or will it be soprano dominated? Because usually tenors and sopranos give you that range. Altos are always in the middle. Very rare will they be leading a song, but either a tenor voice will or a soprano voice will. So let's look at C as our opening salvo spot. And let's see. In here we're going to have a major. We're going to have another major. We're going to have another major. That's going to put that high. And then a minor. So if I stay with the root in our minor, that's going to put that high note for a soprano out of range, but it's in the range of a tenor voice. So if our tenor voice is going to be in a range here of this melody, let's see what would be appropriate. I'm just looking at the key we've got our scale. Now it doesn't have to be in the C major scale. It could be in the G major scale. Which would put our root chord here, our 4 here, our 5 here, and our 6 here, which is a lot more better for our soprano. They're not screaming that high up. And our tenor is still in a good range. So let's go to the key of G. Because I'm pitching this as to where my voicing would be. If I'm going to have unison singing, I don't want sopranos screaming, because the altos will either jump to a low tenor or jump between the soprano note. Timing 4/4 to start, because that's pretty much basic. So basically building the song right now. Style, because it's 4 chords, I will leave out gospel and I'll go with contemporary CCM, contemporary Christian gospel. So let's type that in, CCM. That is our style, which means 4/4. It's not going to be what they call jumpy, which is what they would give the actual Pentecostal style. But that doesn't mean I can't go there. But from a beginning songwriter position, let's look at it. So we've got our key, G. We got our range. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have there octave 8 or 1 if it starts again. And we got our timing 4/4. Do I need to have a a beat going in the background in the 4/4 timing in putting a song together. It does help because you need to know how many beats each lyric note is going to get. And we're also going to name our lyric notes using the scale number system that we have up there. So we've got our style, we've got our key, we've got our timing. Just want to see who came in. And we got our, yeah, we've got our lyrics. And we've got our chords. There's our 1, there's our 4, there's our 5, and there's our 6. Now, I'm going to take liberties and say I don't have to have root chords where this is always going to be the 1. I like to think I can also do here and place our chord there, or spread it out to this. Still the same 1, it's just spread out. That gives me more space to work a chord around a potential lyric. So let's look at our lyrics. Grace, oh grace, a gift so divine. 4/4 timing. So let me adjust this camera as I look at my keyboard and look at the lyrics. Grace, oh grace, a gift so divine. So am I gonna start in the 6, the 4, the 5, or the 1? Well, let's start in the 1. This is like, songwriting 101. Grace, oh grace, a gift so divine. In my head, I'm hearing the scale. I'm picturing the lyrics in my mind. And if I were a singer, which I'm not, but again, I have relative pitch. Adjust this over. Relative pitch. I can hear a range of where a melody would be. So grace. I'm looking at the lyrics as they have been penned out. Grace, comma, oh grace, a gift so divine. What if I stayed in the G? Grace, oh grace, a gift so divine. Grace, oh grace, a gift so divine. I'm already hearing the second line. Grace, oh grace, oh grace. I'm in the 4, but I'm keeping the bass down here. I can go to the 6. Grace, oh grace, a gift so divine. I gotta keep playing this in my head. I'm hearing the 4. From a loving God who is always kind. That's what I'm hearing in my head. From grace, oh grace, goes to the 4. Grace, oh grace, 1, 4. From a loving God who is who's always kind. Okay, you're hearing me mutter my version of singing. So I'm trying to picture what in this, with the chords that I've been given to use, a melody line that can be sung in unison. So my lowest note, my highest note. comma, so I've used all my chords. There's my 1. There's my 4 back to the 1, to the 4, to the 6, to the 5. All right, let's use that as a starting point. Key of G. Let's put our 1 here. Grace. Use these dots. Grace 1. Grace. Dots. Still the 1. 4, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5. Move it over a bit. So Grace, oh Grace, songwriting using AI generated lyrics. Speaking about God's grace. Grace, oh grace. Why am I fighting with this? Okay, dots. A gift so divine. Back to the 1 from 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, comma, 3, comma, 1, 2. And this is not etched in stone. This is just end on the 2. All right, so we think I got our melody. Grace, oh grace, give so divine, 5, from a loving God who is always kind. Who joined us? Let me know that you're here. This is interactive. I want to hear your comments and your concerns. You know, am I taking AI too seriously? As I say, the lyrics were generated on a request while I was using Chatgpt. I wanted to see, can AI or the internet or the world of computers generate song lyrics that are palatable. Not are they better songwriters, but can they assist people like myself who has so much music going on in his head? He struggles trying to find the right words that will give a place of understanding behind the music. So I've got the first notes. From a loving. That's what I have so far. Now again, I'm not a singer. There's my 6 in it, but I'm adding a 7th in there. Or go that way. 4, 1, 4, 6. Stay in the 6. So again, I'm writing it in a CCM format. Let's see if we can get a pattern behind this. I'm looking to see what I have on my keyboard that may suffice for what I need. If I slow that down, slow that down, slow that down, speed up a little bit, and slow it down. This is 4/4 rock, but a ballad tempo, which is kind of where, to me, where CCM music resides in. This does not give me what I want, though. Okay. It's not giving me what I want. Let's switch over and pull up another drum pattern just to get a better feel for it. What do I got in here? I'm searching for a kit that would give me wow. All the high tempo kits, jazz, tech, house, breakout, synth, Latin percussion, no. Guitar, bass, no. Give me just standard. I'm not seeing anything. Keyboard has its limitations as far as creating drum. You can't create a drum patch on this one because they give you so many that for this era of music was popular. Who joined? Okay, I'm not seeing anything because I've tried a lot of these kits, so I kind of know where they are. Human kit. No. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, doesn't look like. It's kind of gospel. No. All right. Forget about the kits. Let's go back to. Okay, so we got our first verse in. Let's go up a little bit. It covers our sins, it sets us free. We stopped on the 2, which is on the 5 chord. Could go back to the 6. It was 4, 1. It covers our sins. It sets us free. Covers our sins. Sets us free. You always want to go. You don't always want to stay low. You do want to go high on your notes. So it covers. So it covers 3, 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, an octave 8 or 1. Okay. Let's put in. Give us a space there. 3, 1 covers 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to go octave 8. It covers our sins. We're still in the 5, right? Left out a number there. It 5, right? Yeah, it should be a 5 on the word it. Lyric, not it. Now, usually what I do is when I'm writing a song, I'm on paper, and I'm putting scale names over my lyrics, not numbers. But I'm trying to be um, number savvy here, because any scale you put this in, it will match. It covers our sins. It sets. Let's take that down. This grace, so amazing. It's all we need. Okay. This grace so amazing. This grace so amazing. Breathe. It's all we need. It's this 6. The last line. Do 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 do. 6, 5, 6, 2 5s and a 3. This grace 5, 5, 3. Back to the 1. I'll keep it traditional. 2 or 3. 2. Get that 2 in there. 1. All right, so generically, there's our melody from our It Covers. It and 3. It covers our sins. It sets us free. Octave 8. This grace so amazing. It's all we need. Please forgive my singing. It covers our sins. It's all we need. Oh, it sets us free. Yeah. It covers 4, 1. It covers our sins. I already lost it. Minor. Covers our sins. It sets. I get the words in my head. our sins. It sets us free. So it 6, 4, 1, 4, 5, 6. The last line, for this grace for me. 1. I could go 6, 5, 1. All right. So we got our melody. Let's put our chords in place. Chords I have seen are placed above the lyrics. So let's place our Nashville chords right on the top. And we'll go put a number there. Or what is it? N, S numbers. And let's move this out. So that we know who's who and who's going where. Now, for those that may be joining the stream midstream, we're taking lyrics created by the Chatgpt AI. And I had asked it to create a 2-stanza song with the theme of God's grace. And in less than 10 seconds, this is what an AI computer generated lyrics look like. So I've chosen to put it in the CCM style since the Chatgpt recommended the current gospel chords are 1, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm keeping everything current as of 2023. So let's put in our chords under parenthesis. Let me just turn the camera so you can watch me type, and then you can see the side of my face. All right, so we started off with the 1, parenthesis, Nashville chords, that's our 1. Grace, 4. And back to the 1. Next line will be one. No, from a 4 should be a 4. From a 4 at loving should be the 4. Change over to the 4. Loving 5 is back to the 1. Who is 6 is in there. And end on the 5. Let me see. From a loving God who is always kind. A loving God who is all 6 comes in on the word always. Who is 6? Kind has the 5. Too many numbers up. 5. Next down. So we ended on the 5. 1, 4. Let's see. 1. It covers, so the 4 is right there. Covers, it's got the 4. It covers our. There was 6 in there. It covers our sins. Covers our sins. It sets us free. Covers our sins. It sets us free. 1, 4. 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 4, 5, 6. And the last line. Oh, need to put that there. This grace so amazing, this hand 4, 1, 4, 1, and it's 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 1, 1 is 1, 5, 1. Wow, a lot of ones there. No, this is 4, right? 4, 1. That's right. That's right. 4. This is new for me too. 4, 1. 4, 4, 1, 4. 4, 1, 4, 1, 1, 6. 4, 1, 1. 4, 1, 4. 1 and a 6. At the end of amazing. 6. These are the chords I'm putting in for the natural system. And it's all. Can I stay in the 6? 5, 1. Let's stay in the 6 for right now. Stay in the 6. 5, 1. Phew. Get that right. Let's clean up here. Put that need right there. All right, so you're not seeing everything. We just move this up a little bit. Let me change the size so that you can see all this. Okay. Hey, Sub-Zero, how you doing? Hey, Louie. Yes, this is the live that I am doing in I posted in the chat that I purposely actually, I've become a user of Chat GPT with all the talk about what this AI is, how it is challenging everybody in the coding world. I wanted to see whether or not it could write a gospel song. So I went into my login for Chat GPT and I asked it a very simple question: can you write me a two stanza song with the theme of God's grace? And in less than 10 seconds, it wrote me a two stanza song. And I says, gee, songwriters are in trouble. Or your beginner songwriters have a tremendous tool that they now have access to so that they can showcase not just their ability to create lyrics, but to create music around it. So it's a double edged sword. It's a challenge to songwriters who bang their head against the wall trying to create lyrics to the next quote unquote hit song, great song, and it's a tool to the beginning songwriter who maybe has the melodies but don't have words. Technology is both a blessing and a curse, depending upon what side of the keyboard you're on. So I wanted to see, could I take an AI generated song based on God's grace and put, using the Nashville number system, a melody and the chords which the AI told me, ChatGPT, I asked it, what are the most popular chords used in gospel today? And it gave me the 1, 4, 5, 6 Nashville chord system as the most popular gospel chords. They didn't say what type of gospel, but gospel chords used in music today, 2023. So this is what I've been uh, having this session about, showing the advantages, and this is an advantage. I know if I'm in a songwriting mood and all I need is a theme, and I can just ask a computer to generate me two stanzas to a theme, and let me read up and see whether or not it matches or coincides to how I would have said it if I had quote unquote the wheels in my head. It's a tremendous tool for those who make a living writing songs. This is a curse. This is a curse because if a person can generate a song in seconds and put their melodies to it, they can bang out music every 20 minutes, basically, if you're going to use bass chords. Now, I had one of my Facebook friends kind of told me Chat GPT is bad news. You shouldn't mess with it. I said it depends on what side of technology you're on. I said I've been on the side of technology since my IBM days back in the 70s, and I saw when personal computers were invented and were able to transcribe music played on a keyboard back in the late 70s. And I said, wow, what a wonderful tool to be able to create music by using a computer, not knowing that that will put a lot of copyists out of work, transcribers out of work. If you can just play a note and have a computer write out that note for you, well, therein lies the uh, the what is it? The opening of a different type of Pandora's box. If a AI can generate a song, it's already generating music. I've been looking at those YouTube posts of people who said this AI generated this entire song, and now they're working on having the AI generate an actual singer's voice, where you can pick the singer style you want to use. Wouldn't it be something if an AI can replicate Whitney Houston's voice and I can write a song using an AI generated Whitney Houston voice? Yes, that's where we're going. And I don't want to be in the back front. In other words, I don't want to be the one who's watching it happen. I like to be a part of it. So this is my introduction to my channel, the future of gospel music. I have to say it like that. When it generated these lyrics in just 10 seconds, and I'm watching it generate it, and I'm reading it, and I'm going, oh, grace, oh grace, a gift so divine from a loving God who's always kind. I said, wow, it knows how to rhyme too. It covers my sins. It sets us free, or it covers our sins, which means it's not just including me, but us at all. This grace so amazing, it's all we need. Now, I haven't got to the chorus yet, but generated by AI. Tremendous. I would never have gone down this path in 10 seconds. The entire, again, I only asked for 2 stanzas. What if I'd asked for 4 stanzas? That is where we are with technology today. So I've just created a generic Sam Talbot based melody line because I'm not a singer, but I'm using the Nashville chords, the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6, which are the chords the AI suggested I use because they are the standard, most popular chords used in gospel music. Now I know gospel has so many different turns to it. You got the traditional jazz blues sounding gospel, and you've got your classical classical sounding gospel. So I just said gospel. I didn't say what style. I didn't give it any genre. I just said what's being most popular. And right now, those 4 chords, major, 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 minor, are the most popular chords being used in the gospel songs that I'm looking at that's got 50 to 100 million views. So I can't argue with a machine. So now that I've got a base, an actual starting point for this AI based song with a Sam Talbot based melody, let me now stretch out on these chords and see if I can make better sense of it. Trying to hear the chords. Oh, grace, oh, grace, oh, grace. Oh, the numbers are not lining up. That's why I'm having trouble with it. I wonder why the numbers are not hitting me right. Grace, oh, grace, oh, grace. Let's bring this back. A gift. Let's bring a little too close. A gift. Space that out so that lines up. A gift so divine. Okay. From a loving God who is always kind. It covers our sins. It sets us free. This grace so amazing. It's all we need. On the grace, on 1 chord. For okay, that's what I have to get back in my head because with the talking, I've lost the melody. But looking at the numbers now, I can go back to where it was. That's why I had to line it up. It's all. All right. All right. So you're gonna hear me muddle through this as I now try to spread out these chords. I am changing the lyrics. Already I'm doing that. The notes for the lyrics. Grace, oh. I'm gonna go to a 6 there instead of a 1. Instead of staying in that 1 there. Put a 6. Grace, oh grace to a 5. This is what songwriters do. Grace, oh grace, oh love so divine. From a loving God who's always kind. It covers. I'm ready changing the chord to. It covers four. Do I want a six there? It covers our sins. It sets us. Yeah, I want a six there instead of a one. It covers. Put a six there instead of a one. Change the tone. 4, 5, 6. 4, 1, 4, 1. 6, 5, 1. All right. Thanks for those who are coming in. Sub-Zero, Louis, and 5 more that are watching. So I am creating a song, AI-generated lyrics, using the Nashville number system, and now I am expanding on it from a music standpoint to make sure that my camera is facing me correctly. I don't want to look like I'm out of the picture. Okay, that looks good there. Okay, so I changed the lyrics already. Grace, gift so divine, from a loving God who's always kind. It covers our sins. It 3. What did I mess up? It covers our sins. It. Five, gonna put a minor sin. It sets us free. This grace so amazing. It's all we need. Hi, welcome, Gold Star. From the description, you get an idea of what we're doing. I am taking a AI-generated gospel song. Although I just didn't say gospel, I said I wrote a song. I asked it, Chatgpt, I requested that it would make me a 2-stanza song with the theme of God's grace. It generated these lyrics in less than 10 seconds, both the chorus and 2 verses and the chorus. And I'm putting music to it to see whether or not songwriters are in trouble. At least your traditional songwriters. I think this new generation of songwriters would love to have a tool that can take a theme and create them songs that they've got melodies that they can put to it. So I'm trying to be proactive from my standpoint, so to see whether or not I can participate in a potential new avenue of songwriting of AI generated lyrics in a nutshell. So here's where I'm at. Grace, oh, grace, a gift so divine, from a loving God, who's 6, who is always kind. Now I gotta get that. From a loving God who is always kind. It covers our sins. It sets us free. This grace so amazing. 3, 2, 1. grace. Oh, grace. What did I mess up on the first one? Grace. Grace. Oh, grace. I don't know why I'm starting with oh, grace. Grace. Oh, grace. Gifts. For grace. Oh, grace. Gifts. Oh, divine. So let's try and get this melody in my head and not look at the words. Let's lock in that. I got to lock in on those notes. Okay, I think I'm locked in. Okay, next line. From a loving God who's always kind. Let's try that from the top. Gold Star. Here's the because I did ask ChatGPT to recommend lyrics, and it gave me a very nice no. Very nice wording of the word no. It says, "I am not designed to give lyric notes to a request like this." And I'm just paraphrasing it, but it pretty much let me know that I should pick from the various melodies that are available in the scales. But I did ask it for what are the most popular chords used in gospel music today, and those are the chords I'm using. You don't see it on this page, but let me back this down. There we go. Where it says natural number system chords, those were the recommended chords. It didn't tell me the format of those chords, but it did say that these, where it says natural number system chords, these were the recommended chords to use: 1, 4, 5, and 6. But I did ask it for the melody because I was saying, let me see how far this thing will go. Will it give me a melody? And it kind of politely let me know, no, it won't. It's not designed for that. But the fact that it could give me a what's the word I want to use? A lyric content that speaks to the subject matter. I wanted 2 stanzas speaking to God's grace. Again, I wanted to challenge it with something basic to see whether or not technology has progressed to a level that songwriters should be worried about, and yes, it has. Yes, it has. So now I've just put together, and I'm actually hashing it out now. In my mind, I am thinking that I'm a singer, and how I would inflect the words, and then musically just going around. If I again, I won't say if I were a musician, if I was a CCM style musician, how would they want a chord using this system? No one's going to play this chord. Oh, they might play these chords. If I were doing guitar, who loves to strum, let's see, because sometimes a different sound effect can be the a what is it? An actual assist in doing different styles of music. Let's see. Let's pulling up a guitar, voicing, which will help with all that strumming that I'm trying to do. If though I had a guitar strumming, nylon slide. Chords. It covers our sins. It covers our sins. It set us free. Right. This grace so amazing. It's this grace so amazing. It's all we need. Sounds a little better. Let's change our guitar. A little more cleaner. Let's pick a grace, grace, a gift so deep. Grace, grace, a gift so divine from a loving God who is always so kind. It 1 4. It covers our minor 5. It sets us free. This grace so amazing is all we need. I should go back to my piano. 1, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. This grace so amazing, it's only. Okay, this voice is throwing me off because I'm not locked in, not locked into the melody. Looking at the lyrics and trying to play. Usually the lyrics are in my head and the chords will automatically drop. Now, I generally lock in on the melody, and then the chords, they will automatically fall in place. You know what, I'm 100% sure I'm not the first one to try this. There may be a whole lot of songs out there now with lyrics, not just gospel, but in general, generated by ChatGPT. Grace. Why did I put a 6 there? It covers our sins. I'm trying to understand why I put a 6 chord there. Covers our sin. So I wanted that tone there. The 6 is coming, so let's go back, change that to a 1, because the 6 is going to come later on. Put that back. It covers our sins. It sets us free. There's our 6. 4, 1, 4, 1, 6. This grace so amazing. It's 5. It's all so amazing. It's all okay. 6 there. All 5, 1. Create Black Gospel GPT. I wanted to keep away from the designated type of songs. I wanted to make it universal because, unfortunately, a lot of the, I want to use the word pronouns you put in front of gospel sort of segregate, so only these people or this genre of people can sing it correctly. And I'm like, I'm a musician. I look at all music as being colorless. If I put it like that. Even playing this style, I'm not trying to introduce the traditional style. Though I could, it would at a blink of an eye. But I'm trying to get a grasp on a grassroots style that I was never trained in. So this is sort of training me to find a new way that I never investigate it. I may have been skirting it with all of my chords, but 'cause again, I got no problem looking at a song like this. And one of my lights just gave out on me already, and I just charged that sucker up all night. Well, we're not using my lights anyway, so you don't see my lights. Hey, Annette, how are you doing? How do you break your music down? Well, you're getting a picture of how I'm breaking down a an AI generated. Let me just turn this light off so burn the battery. An AI generated um, lyrics. Let me just. That's not what I want to do. I'm losing my lights. So let's turn this one up. Okay, this one brightens me up a little bit, so I'm not in the dark. AI generated lyrics and putting an actual melody to it, compensating some of my lights. But yes, once I've locked into the melody line of any song, I can now expand the approach musically to if I when I know where it's going. Like this song, I'm still getting used to it because I'm writing it on the fly, and I'm trying not to change it like I would normally do. So that's the first line, which I've already changed it. So now I'm trying to get out of how I changed it. Not get out of it, but adjust to the new change. Grace. A part of me is saying change that chord to match that change, and I don't want to. From 6. Three. It covers our sins. It sets us free. What I messed up? This grace so amazing. It's all we need. Let me relock myself back in. Grace, oh grace, oh gift so divine, from a loving God who is always kind. It covers our sins, it sets us free, based on the scale. This grace so amazing, it's all we need. So now I gotta keep in my mind in lowest note, highest note. So I know that if I go outside of this range, I've lost my place melody wise. So when I go out chord wise, octaves, six, six minor, 5, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking chords while I'm doing melody. 4, 1. This grace. 4, 6. stay in the 6, stay in the 6, 1, and in the 5. So still my mind is not locked in, not synced in. I am getting gunshot because I don't want to lose the melody. So I have to now think melody and then chord. Melody first, then chord. Grace. So now I've got melody in my head. Right hand is just doing chords. Leave the bass out of it in case I have space for it. Now I can do my trills. It could be one. That's gospel sound or jazz, but I want to go minor. Just want to stay within the chords. Question: Chatgpt says the major, minor, major strictly are the most used chords. Yes, in gospel music today in 2023. Because I was very specific when I asked what are the most common chords used in. In fact, I can show you the response for that question because I copy the Chatgpt text onto my screen so I can have a reference. So let's see if I could find when I brought that up. Let me see. Where is it at now? I know it's in here. Do natural number, gospel melodies. Here we go. This is all generated by Chatgpt. Let me get rid of this. And let me get rid of me. Gospel music today typically uses a variety of chord progressions, which provide the foundation for the melodies and harmonies in the music. Some common chord progressions used in gospel music include the 1-4-5 progression, the 2-5-1 progression, the 3-5-2-5 progression, and the blues progression. Because I wanted to know how much information does this system have. Oh, you don't see all this part of it. That's number 4 points. It says here at the bottom, these are just a few of the chord progressions commonly used in gospel music. There are many other progressions and variations that are used, and the specific chords can vary greatly depending upon the style of gospel music and the individual song or arrangement. Oh, you don't see all of that because it's so big. Let me change this down so all this fits in there. Because some people do screenshot what I put up in here. Okay, so that should give you a better. Okay. And this is what Chatgpt generated for me when I asked the question about what type of chords are generally in gospel music or being used in gospel music today. Now, there was a one direct. Here we go. This is the one that caught me. Here are 4 common chords used in music today. I didn't want to give it gospel. I want to know in music. And here you will see C, E, G, 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 D, B, A, C, E, F. 1, 5, 6, 4. So yes, I do my research, and my new researcher's name is now called Chat GPT. Is there anything else here? What are the basic several basic chords that all piano players should know? These are coming topics, which you're getting a preview what's coming. Let's see. Discovering the joys. That's another topic that's coming. I think I've covered some of these. Yeah. So you're seeing my conversations. This is how much talking I'm doing with Chat GPT, and then I'm fact checking it to make sure that the facts are correct. When I wanted to know, in the Negro spirituals, what does it consider to be Negro spirituals, and it found the 10 most popular ones. Then I wanted to know the 10 most popular gospel songs of all time in America, and where did it give me that information? It's in there somewhere. The 10 most popular gospel songs. I know you're in there because here we go. And this is what it put out to me. As to my knowledge, cut off 221. It's only has data up to 2021, and it'll let you know what it doesn't have. Gospel music is a rich history, and there are many classic gospel songs that have remained popular over the years. Here is the list of the 10 most popular gospel songs of all time in America. And when I saw this list, I'm like, whoa, they left a lot of songs off, but the data speaks to what you see right there. Now, as I say, data is garbage in, garbage out. Whoever programmed it probably only put this in there, so it doesn't have access to the internet where it can research my question. It's Chat GPT is not a download. You actually sign in to the site where it's called Open AI. It's an open operating system. It's like OBS is an open operating. Well, no, you do download OBS. It's an open system where you can enter it free. Just a password and your email gets you access, and then you can just type in what you want to ask it. In fact, I could load up a page so that you can see, and I will do that. I will load up a page, and you can see what happens when I go into chat. Chat. Let's go into Chat GPT. It's verifying who I am. Yes, wants to know if I'm human. And my browser is now open. Let's start another page, and you can see. And this is important. This is all part of what I'm about, is giving out information. So you've seen Chat GPT in action on an idea. What I know about blue skies over Georgia. But all I did was made a request, write me a song, two stanzas, the theme blue skies over Georgia. Oh, did I do that again? I'm sorry. I went to a different page and I did not verify that I had a sound going there. So now I got to go back. Forgive me. I've been doing this a lot when I change pages. Uh, Forgive me. I did not test to make sure that my audio was on this page. So, as I was saying, I asked GPT to write me a song about two stanzas of a song, and I gave it a title, Blue Skies Over Georgia, and it wrote it in less than 10 seconds, less than 5 seconds. In fact, as soon as I pushed enter, it began thinking and then began typing. This to me is the future of songwriting. People that are going to see others creating like this are going to say, I don't want to think about it. I just want to be able to type it into a system, verify that it speaks to what my theme is, not necessarily the melody, but a theme, read it through and say, hey, this sounds good lyric wise. Generated by an AI system. Of course, now it did not give me the chords or the melody because it won't do that. I've tried that with the on the first two songs that I asked the questions for, but the I'm happy with the lyrics. If I was writing a song about the blue skies over Georgia, I would use these and find what kind of chords are relative to this type of song. Probably songs chords that are the Nashville chords basically are relative to every song. But yeah, written out, and it is intelligent. It is not, it's not. It is not. You don't see any gibberish in what it says here. It makes sense. It rhymes. It makes you feel like you're looking at blue skies in Georgia. And for those who say, well, it got lucky on that one, let's give it another song. Um, let's give it, let's see. What would I want to tell it to do? Write me a song about buying my first car. Actually, I want two stanzas. I don't want a whole song. Write me. How did I say it before? Write two stanzas. Write a two stanza song. Write a because you got to be correct in how you word it. Write a two stanza song about buying my first car. Oh, you can't see that. Let me scroll that up so you can see that. Oh, yeah, now you can see that. That's what I'm asking Chat GPT to do. Write me a two stanza song about buying my first car. And let's see what it's going to generate. Click send. It is thinking, and here comes the song. Not even 3 seconds. All right, let's see what we got. Bring that down a little bit. Two stanza song about buying my first car. I remember the day I bought my first car, a feeling of freedom like reaching for the stars. I worked hard to save up. It took me a while, but the moment I got it, I couldn't help but smile. You can't make this up. Oh, my first car, you were mine, a symbol of independence, a feeling so fine. I drove you around with pride, oh, so far. My first car, you'll always be a part of who I are. Okay, there's going to be some issues there. But I gave it something really stupid to do, and at least the first verse makes sense. But the chorus, the last part, perfection, 99.9, 99.99. Verse 2, it wasn't much, just a used old ride. How do you know it was old? It could have been brand new. But to me, it was priceless, a sense of pride. I washed it every weekend, made it shine, and every time I drove it, it felt like it was mine. So yeah, perfection, no. But can it be a resource tool, a tool that would help you to cut through the block of music where you can't really hear chords correctly or hear lyrics correctly to a theme? Yeah, let me just bring me back in here. There we go. So I didn't do the chorus yet, but I got the generic melody down. Bring that over. Why can't we see that? What changed? I changed the size somehow. Let's go back over here and pull this out. Da, da, there we go. All right, so we have our melody down. Let's go down to the chorus. And this is the chorus that it wrote. God's grace, a river so wide, flows freely to us, never to hide. We stand in awe, overwhelmed by love. Oh, God's grace, it's more than enough. The word I'm put there? Oh, God's grace, it's more than that. Again, this is when you start looking at it and you go, well, gee. No, because it's making it up as it goes on. These are not words from other songwriters. These are its intuition to what I asked. It's like if somebody threw you a dictionary and tell you write me a sentence from out of the dictionary, and you just took words from everywhere. It's not owned. When I'm talking, the words that I'm saying, they don't belong to anybody. They don't even belong to me. So I'm releasing the words I use out to you. I can't go back and say, hey, you can't repeat what I just said without my permission, because I'm giving you what's in my head. No, the lyrics are not original. They are based on my request. That I'm not sure about Gold Star about navigating copyright, because it can't copyright something that no one else owns. It's just giving me words generated from its intelligence that is being programmed. Each time I talk to it, I'm actually programming it because it's looking at what I'm asking and how it's responding to me. I could have a run-on sentence about the same subject. I could say, well, in the last song I just did, give me two more stanzas, and it'll give me two more stanzas of the last song that I was talking to it about. I can use anything generated on the computer from the internet. There is no, it's not coming from a human person. It's coming from a AI thinking, living, I'm going to call it living, a thinking machine that is using data that's stored in its housing, wherever data is stored, and is looking at my response, or my question rather, because it's text, and giving me a response based upon what I asked of it. So I would think anything that I've created through AI, through ChatGPT, once I tag it as mine, it's mine. There's no one that can say, "Oh, you got that from ChatGPT." How would you know that? Unless they were sitting here, like you saw me generate it sitting here. So now there's a record of me creating it from while on an actual live stream. So somebody could actually go snapshot that and say, "Hey, I wrote this song." And what am I going to say? Okay, you came to my site while I was talking about it, and I typed it in, and you Snapchatted. Now your song sold 1 million copies about blue skies over Georgia. No, you won't get anything from me. I'll just know better next time not to do that. But yes, a songwriter can, using technology of the Chat GPT AI brain, if you want to call it that, generate a song based upon a theme. Again, blue skies over Georgia. I could have said rainy day over Georgia, and it would have wrote me lyrics to a rainy day over Georgia. I could have wrote about Georgia peaches. It would have gave me a song about Georgia peaches. Can't use them without being liable. Who's going to challenge where I got the lyrics from? As I say, uh, even this song that I'm doing now, God's Grace, was generated by Chat GPT. If I decide to turn it into a song and tag Sam Talbot's name to it, who's going to challenge it? Certainly not Chat GPT, because I asked a question. Write me a two stanza song about God's grace. And as you can see, in seconds, it's writing it. Will there be in the future rules? I don't know. That's I don't think that's even a subject for debate. Who's to say if you hear a baby crying that you can't sample that baby crying and and create a song off of it? People have sampled less than that. People clap their hands into a microphone and they use that clap in a song, and the song can, you know, garnish them millions of dollars. They're somebody going to say, "Well, you can't use that clap. Why? Because that clap needs to be copyrighted before you can use it." That again, we really going into an area that may be up for debate sometime in the future in the history of music. But as as the production and the creation of music evolves, those are questions that'll be answered somewhere in the future, but not right now. When the when MIDI music became a thing, the first MIDI files where you can now emulate the sound of a bass, sound of a drummer, the sound of a guitar, sound of a piano, musicians were up in arms. Hey, this is not fair. You're putting me out of a job with a keyboard. Well, yes. Well, it's never going to sound like me. Well, then they started using waveforms, and now it sounded like you because they sampled the sound now of a violin. Do you tell them now you can't use that? I do believe they do have in the because I was a member of local 802 Musicians Union. You can't use sampled music in a Broadway play. You have to have live musicians because the theater houses were getting away with having sampled music. You know, they would sample the guys playing the song and then use that for the singers to use, and you didn't know if there was a live orchestra there or not because the sound was so perfect. Well, in their negotiations with live musicians, no, you can't do that unless somebody Ghost Star, unless somebody tells me that you can't use lyrics generated from an AI, then I can do whatever I want with it. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're mine. They came to me. They don't go to anybody. I don't think it passes through another person's computer screen. It comes directly to me. So it'd be different if I created it and then it had to be sent to me from some other site. That then I can see an issue. But because I have a direct connection through the internet to Chat AI, Open AI, which is an open system, which means anybody can log in and use the system because as you use it, it's being taught. It is learning. unless the copyright people, whoever they may be in the music world, says it is forbidden for you to use an AI to create songs. Until it's written, you can do whatever you want. You like the car song, huh? Let's go. It's still open. Let's revisit that car song. Where are you? Product demo. Where did I put you at? Here we go. The chorus I had a problem with, but I remember the day I bought my first car, a feeling of freedom like reaching for the stars. Uh, I worked hard to save up. It took me a while, but the moment I got it, I couldn't help but smile. I don't know. Would you put that to a 145 beat? Let me see. I remember the day I bought my first car, a feeling of freedom, like reaching for the stars. I worked hard to save. It took me a while. It took me for a while, but I remember the moment I got it. I couldn't help but smile. Yeah, you could. You could do that using blues styles. You could do that. If I could sing, I would. I would put that out there and you'll see it come up on my channel. Singing about my first car using the blues turnaround with the 1, the 4, and the 5. Oh, thank you, Louis. Again, I'm for an aging guy, and I don't mind saying this. I'll be 67 in April. I'm s- I'm I'm free to do whatever I want to do. I've worked my 48 years for a major technology company, IBM. I've gave them my time, so I get my pension from them. I'm on Social Security now, so I don't need to go out and, as they say, meet the demands of the job. So I'm free to now explore every avenue that when I wake up, what avenue now can I go down? You've seen me cooking, um, and I haven't really, you haven't seen me do my turkey and stuffing and dressing yet. But any avenue I want to go down, I'm taking advantage of it. But now we haven't done the chorus, so let me review for those who will be watching this stream. Singing to the characters upon also melodic. Yeah, believe it or not, when I first began to try to understand what rap music was back when it was emerging, I'm saying that's these guys are not even singing. They're just making them. They're having a conversation, but that was rap. Wasn't supposed to be singing. The music in the background and the beat, you're supposed to get into that and let that suffice as dialogue. Of course, then the singers came and they changed all of that. But now we're into I don't know what it is now. That's why I don't venture down that road. I may do some chords, but I don't venture. That's one road I'm not ready to go down. So we're moving it over to see God's grace, a river so wide. Let's put our melody in there. So our melody is going to have to uh, fit with those chords. So why did okay, there it is. So we're still in G. God's grace, the river so wide, flows freely to us, never to hide. So we ended on the 1. The last line, 6, 5, it's amazing. It's all we. So we ended on the 1. So now the chorus has got to be high, higher than the 1. God's grace, a river so I've got to stay in that formula. So we're down here. So God's grace. Do I want to go to a minor? Do I want to go to the 5? Do I want to go to the 4? God's grace, a river so wide. God's grace, no. God's grace, God's grace. No, do I want to go? God's grace. Trying to use the scale as my guide. I ended down here. So do I want to go up to here? That's the gospel turnaround. God. I can go to the minor or the 4 and go to the 6 or the 4 or to 5. 5 to the 6. God's grace. God's grace. God's grace. God's. Okay. 4, 6, 4, 1. God's grace, a river so wide. Again, I'm doing both now. I'm doing both chords and melody at the same time. God's grace, a river so wide. So let's do that one. 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 5. 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 7. River. 6, 6. God's grace, God's grace. Oh, 6, 5. That's where I messed up. 6, 5. 6, 7, comma 6, 7. River. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7. A river so wide. Why can't I see this right? 7, 8. No. 5. God's grace. That should have been a 5, not a 6. That's why I'm getting lost. 5 repeats. That's why I like letters better than numbers. 6, comma 7, 8, 5. God's grace, a river so wide. We're at the 5. Oh, if you were to ask ChatGPT exactly the same question you asked. Would it give you those same exact lyrics? Want to try? Or which one? The ones about the car, or the one about the blue skies over Georgia, or the song I'm doing right now? Let's go back. Well, you know, um, as I tell you, Chat GPT keeps a record of the conversations, and I didn't show you that part of the screen. Let me go back. Okay, so that's the part of the screen that has the responses. What I didn't show you was that Chat GPT keeps a record of every conversation I have. Let's bring that out. Why won't that come out? There we go. So there, those are the conversations on the far left that I had with Chat GPT. So if I were to ask the same question, it's going to refer to a previously asked question. Let's try if I can scroll this. There we go. So those are all of my previously asked questions. So if I were to ask the same question, it'll refer back to one that I already answered. And there's more questions there. Again, I've been on this trying to see just exactly what does this thing really know. So as you can see, I've been asking it a lot of questions. So if I were to go back, as you say, and ask the same question again, it may just say to me, I've answered that already. It might, because it is an intelligent entity, not a person, but it is a thinking machine. That's why they call it artificial intelligence. Oh, the car? No, again, it'll respond that it may respond. I've already asked that question. I already answered that question. Now I could form it question. I could say red car, green car, purple car. That would be a different question. I may get a different response based upon more data being requested. That's the fun part about the AI world is that you can rephrase your question in a different form. I could have said, "Write me a hip hop song." It may have had curse words in it. I don't know. I, those are the things that I don't know yet. All right, so we've got to God's grace, a river so wide flows freely to us, never to hide. So I'm going a little higher. Flows freely to us, never to hide. This is what my mind is saying. So basically, it owns your questions. No, it stores them, so that it's like a child. A child, when you talk to a child, it might remember eat, hungry, juice. So it's going to remember those keywords that you use in your conversation. So if you ask it, "Are you hungry?" It's going to associate hungry with juice. So it's a learning, evolving. So it's an open software that is being as everyone all over creation interacts with it. That information is being stored and it is being housed somewhere where it can be accessed by another question from somebody else based upon the response it gave to you. So it's learning. When you ask it a question and it responds to you, it's now learned that you asked a question and this is the response based upon its data that it gave to you, and then that is stored. Seems your questions become unique copyright on whose docket? Again, not until somebody legal gets involved. It wasn't a copyright to snapshot pictures off of the internet when the internet was first getting started. Until somebody began to complain about you using their picture on your screen, and now it became a copyright. Until somebody complains, who's going to complain? As I say, the song about the car, they gave me lyrics to a car. Ford dealer's not coming to me. Toyota's not coming. Uh, No artist who says, well, I write music about cars and you can't be doing that. How would they know that I even did that until I put it out there? And because I put it out there, it automatically becomes mine because I assigned my name to it, which makes it a copyright. Hard question to really answer. Even a legal mind would have to say, well, I don't know. There's no precedence of it ever happening. Until it happens, then all of a sudden there's a starting point to have the legal question. Is Chat GPT an entity or is it just a computer program? Is it giving you just data? Well, you can't copyright data because whoever put it in there don't own it. Nobody owns the words and, if, but, car, green, yellow. Nobody owns those words. If they store it someplace, they still don't own it. If they put it in the context of a manuscript, they own that in that context. Just like I tried to, I wrote a song based on scripture out of the hymnal, word for word, and the copyright office told me that's the Bible. You can't copyright words from the Bible. You can copyright the music you wrote, but not the lyrics. I said, fine. The lyrics are not mine. I can't copyright it. That's public. But the music I put behind it is, and I was able to cut. That's trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. I can't copyright those words. They're in the Bible, public domain, millions of copies. But I can copyright the music I put behind the lyrics. That I own. I don't know if that helps give you a little more understanding on how in the music world what can be and what can't be claimed as a copyright. I can't claim the words in the Bible. I didn't write it. But I can claim the music that I placed behind those lyrics in using a song. That is copyrighted. I've got it right here in my files. So, God's grace, a river so wide, flows freely to us, never to hide, flows. So we're at the 8, and we're going to go above the 8. Flows free. So we'll use the 1 instead of the 8, even though we're above. Well, that's where a question rises up when you're doing this like this. Can I put the numbers so you know it's going higher? Because I got to keep it up. I got to keep it an octave up. So we're at the 8 in this scale. Flows free. There's our 6. Lee 7. 2, 8. Us 5. Never. Back up to the 8. 7. 2. 8. Hide 9. If we're going to follow the number system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Flows freely to us, never to hide. So we'll do that in that way. And we'll go down and finish it off. We finished off high, which is what I wanted to do. Seems if copyright Chatgpt lyrics, it seems if I copyright Chatgpt lyrics, it means no one else could use them, even if any one word of them is different. Well, the minute you copyright manuscript, which is text, they're yours. Now, you can't claim that every word in there, like again, you can't claim that you can't never use the word and again because I copyrighted it. No. If you use it in a sentence, and we are going to the store, you copyright that sentence with the use of those words. But you can't say, because I use the word, we are going to the store, you can never use that. No, you can't copyright. That's a statement. That's from my understanding. I could be wrong. But if you put it in a song, and that is your lyrics to a song that you wrote and you have legally copyrighted it with the Washington, D.C. Office of Copyrights. That's really the only time it's legally. Why? Because a copyright case can only be held in a federal court, not in a local court. And if it's in a federal court, it needs a federal copyright, and that is paying the $65 to $85, depending upon how you go about it, to have it legally registered in the context of a song or a spoken text. Then you own that whole manuscript of text. But one or two words out of it, I don't believe that it's been ever been that I've been able to research been done. Okay, so we left off at flows freely to us, never to hide. We stand in awe, overwhelmed by love. Oh God, oh God's grace is more than enough. That's the basic. Never to hide. We stand in awe. We stand in awe. 8, 6, 8, 5. 8, 6, 8, 5. Overwhelmed, 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 overwhelmed by one. We'll go there. We stand at home. 6, 5, 3, 6. Go back a little bit. 6, 5, 3. Overwhelmed. 5, 1. For those who are watching, and those who may see the replay with all the banter going back and forth, I love to converse with the viewers. It's a good time to rack my brain and challenge me. But from a music standpoint, I'm still locked in music-wise, because that's how I've always been able to multitask anything music-related. I can go out of it and come back in with just thought. All right. Last of the grace of the chorus. Oh, comma, God's bestow, God's grace. We're here already. 3, 6, God's grace. Now how I want to go this. For God's grace. Oh, God's grace. 3. No, 4, 6, 5. It's more. God's grace. No, Gold Star, not a problem. This is what I want. I want interaction with with my viewers, so that you can get into my head. Oh, God's grace. I don't want to go corny with this. It's more than enough. Oh, God's grace is more than enough. Oh, God's grace is more than enough. Oh, God's grace is basic chords for more than enough, more than enough. Oh, God's grace Fighting, fighting which way I would go, lyric wise, note wise with it. Let me work this through my head. Read on the flows freely to us, never to hide. We're up to the four. We stand in awe, overwhelmed by His love. So we're on the four. So the natural, we can go to the six or to the one. Three with the one. God's grace is more than enough. Okay. God's grace is more than enough. So the four. I can hear melodies in my head. When I put the chords to it, that gives me a landing place for that melody. So 4, 5, no, 6, 5 on grace, 3, it's more, 3 again, then is 4, 2, more, it's more than E, 2 notes on enough, 2, 1, 1. All right. Chorus. Not because I've forgotten what the chorus was, I can look at the numbers. God's grace, a river so wide. So, God's grace, God's grace, for river so wide. So we're putting the Nashville chords now. Now that we got our chorus, our chords are going to go. How did I number it the last time? I put NSS number, okay. NS Nashville System chords. So yeah, you're getting a real-time look at me creating lyrics to a AI-generated song about God's grace using the Nashville number system and using numbers as note designations for the lyrics. Written in a contemporary Christian CCM music sound. Not gospel, not traditional gospel. That would be, believe it or not, more difficult to put it into traditional gospel, because I have to have somebody screaming in the background. Little pun there too. dig at the traditional gospel sound. Unless you got somebody in the background screaming, it don't sound like gospel. All right, chord numbers. We only have 4 chords to work with: major, 1, 4, 5, and the 6. Those are the 4 chords we have to work with. So 4, 1. Parenthesis. Sorry for my side of my face. Parenthesis. For God's. Did we put there? With the dots there. Make that parenthesis correctly, not a 0. God's grace. 1. 1, 4. River. All right, a river. Yep. Well, I messed up there. River. So back to the 1. We'll revisit that. Next line. God's grace, a river so wide, flows freely to us. Flow. Back to the 1. Flows freely. Back to the 4. Freely to. Back to the 1. To us. Right. That one a 6 there. Six, 5. I know I had a 6 in there. Never to hide. And a 5. Lawrence Styles plays the liturgical style. It's an example of the organ cathedral crawl technique. Hope you would tutor. Gold Star, I probably won't, because uh, I know my lane and where I'm most comfortable. If I do venture out into learning another style, it'll be elements of smooth jazz. If I do venture out, or um, some other current style of gospel where I can feel, I can look to build a base of comfort in. That liturgical style, cathedral style crawl, you would need an actual organ to do that, and I'm not going to try to emulate a real organ with an electronic keyboard with weighted keys and foot pedals that will not give me that feel of it. It's like if you're going to be an organ player, you really need an organ under you. I'm an organ player that uses a simulated organ sound and some very light foot pedals, so I'm not really in the comfort mode of playing it. As I say, Lawrence Lyles, he's gifted in what he's able to do, and I'm accomplished in what I've done, because I'm sure he's had professional or at least a mentorship in doing that. I've had no mentor other than the songs I've learned. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm getting mentored by other YouTubers who teach the Nashville style, so I can understand what did I miss, and then adapt that into what I'm doing right now. So even I'm sure if other YouTubers who do teach music runs across this stream live, he's going to say that guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. That makes no sense. Who would do that? Like, who would do that? Who would do this like this? And I would say a guy that was never taught by a professional musician, who learned from picking it up on what he could read and what he could observe from other sites. And I think I'm doing a good interpretation of how a an unlearned musician can learn a style and be able to apply what he has been able to put with it. Again, I'm using the basic chords. I haven't even added how I would colorize and tone wise, I should say, the Nashville system. I haven't even covered that because it can be done, as you heard me sort of allude to that. Sort of, we stand in awe. Okay, 8 8 6. From Philly to us, never too high. We stand in awe. 4 1 4 1 1 4 1 1 4 1. Basic first. So 1 4. Keep it basic. One button over, dots. We stand in awe. Mm-hmm. We stand in awe. Over. Do I want that? Overwhelmed. I want it diminished in there, but we don't have that chord open to us. Overwhelmed. 5 6. Okay, the one will hang there. 1 all the way through. 6 1. And again, this is the draft. This is not what it has to be, but it is a picture of what can be the future of budding songwriters who know the number system, who have adapted the Nashville chords, and who may generate lyrics off an AI system. And I'm giving a path that I have not yet to encounter on YouTube to make music out of AI generated lyrics from a gospel sense. Not that I asked for a gospel song, I just asked for a song with 2 stanzas with the theme of God's grace. Last verse. Oh, God's open dress, God's grace is more than enough. Is more than enough. 4 1 6 5 1. So 4 1 6 5 1. 4 1 6 5 1. 4 1 6 5 6. Nope. 6 5 1. That should be 5 and end on the 1. Whew. We changed the scene. All right. Whew. Just changing the scene. I want to drink some water because I've been doing a lot of talking. I understand and thank you. It's Basic Talk Music. thing, and some of us used to create quick sacred. Oh, okay. No, 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 not a problem. Again, I like the conversation because, um, as I say, I'm able to multitask. What do you hone it in on my? There we go. My camera's it's locking in on my stand, so it puts me out of focus. Excuse me, needed a drink of water there. So yes, um, I think songwriters have two challenges in front of them: write better songs or reduce their stress and use the power of AI to be able to compete with what's coming. Electronic music, when it started its invasion in the world, is the result of keyboards and synthesizers. And all of a sudden, you didn't need to have a drummer come to a session, or you just needed somebody to create a drum beat in their apartment and send it over on a diskette back in the old days to a recording company, and they had an actual drum beat, as static as it sounded. But that's how hip hop got its sound before they started sampling beats, which began to again change the music industry. Gospel music in its entity was doing fine with just a piano, bass, drum, and a pianist. Piano, bass, organ, and drums, hand claps and tambourines, but it evolved into the pre-programmed sounds. You didn't have some that did have live trumpet players and live saxophone players were replaced by a keyboard synthesizer that could emulate their sound in the production, if not at the live recording, in the mix, you might say. Everybody was being sampled. Now they have tracks where if you only have five singers that can't sing, you can buy stems that give you five singers that can sing, and you just tell your people follow along. And your musician can be one guy playing piano, yet he has an organ, bass, drum, and horns and strings on a backing track that can be adjusted to. You want to do the vamp three times, just keep recycling it. Music has changed. I think that's the only thing I can really put at it. This is the evolution of life. Everything is changing in every. What is it? They have 3D printing that could print objects in a machine that normally a sculptor would do. Where are we going? Here. This is where we're going. And I think that if you're not part of this change, you'll be in the back wondering, well, I wrote a song, but nobody wants to hear it because there's a million other songs that somebody wrote in one day because they went to an AI system and put in a key phrase word and they got a song that is number one on the charts. There will be probably a, and again, this is just me talking as a person who has seen things evolve and watched from the outside. There may be a new genre of award for the best AI composed song with lyrics. That may be there in the future as people accept the fact that people who've never written a song before are now writing hit songs. How many how many of you heard the conversation of a hit of a artist having their songs written by somebody else? All they're doing is lending their voice to the song, but they didn't write it. You wouldn't know that if they didn't make that known, or if they ghostwriter. They pay them to keep quiet. But they'll tell you, oh, I got a song placed with this guy, and I got a song placed with that girl, and I got a song placed with this band. And you're like, oh, how do you get in these songs? How are they placing your songs? Well, don't say nothing, but that song that's top on the charts, I'm getting paid for it because I get royalties from the lyrics. Everybody's going to get paid, but in this now open environment where a key phrase can get you a song, yes, somebody still has to put the music to it until they figure it out how to make AI, which they are doing. As I'm looking at different YouTube um, conversations about is AI taking over the music industry. I quickly tap into those and listen to the conversation and how it's being presented, how they're AI has been asked to, I think, simulate the sound of a actual synthesizer. That's the last one I was watching, and they had an AI write a program for a synthesizer where you would normally pay a person to do that, give it the right words, and then send it to the right person to code it correctly, and then have it the system again learn what they was coded correctly and recreate it. They can now emulate any sound. I've seen the sites where, and there's a video out on YouTube where they use a AI generation picture of Morgan Freeman talking with his voice, and it tells you, you may think this is Morgan Freeman, but it is not. This is an AI generated image of him using an AI generated voice, and you would never know it first rip. That struck me as, well, gee, I need an AI singer that could sing chords, sing notes to the melody of the chords. I'm looking for that one. That can literally, again, that can duplicate a voice of a top singer if it is not copyrighted. If you can copyright someone's voice, that's really going to stretch into your question, Gold Star, about copyrighting the text from an AI generated response. Can you, if I wanted use if I wanted Aretha Franklin's voice, because an AI system sampled her singing on all her albums and says, I can now create you her voice and her riffs on a song you wrote, and it's, you own it. Where will it end? I don't think it will. Long after I'm gone and someone else has replaced me, they'll be looking back at some of these videos, if they're still on YouTube, going, that guy didn't know what he was doing. Who trained him? Where did he go to school? But you will know that, at least as you say, I'm looking for how information in this new age that we're in can help the musician not only get better, but I want musicians to write songs. I really do. I've written songs, I've said, that came from themes that were presented to me. I would struggle to find, how can I make this word rhyme with this and make sure that it gets to that theme, and then put the music with it, only to hear it shot down. Oh, yeah, that's not what we want. If I had had this available to me back in my earlier days, yes, I would have been using it. I would go to workshops with a whole song, 3-part harmony or 4-part harmony. Um, as I say, I've got the software that allows me to create sheet music. Again, it looks like gibberish if I just play to it, but I'm sure with the correct training, I would learn how to put together a concert piece of music is done with all the notes they use, that someone who's been trained can play what I play and sound exactly like I sound with all the notations. Play soft here, accent this note, trill this note. So I've been on what, 2 hours now. Only 3 people have left. Still, so I can watch. 2 people are still watching me. This is the path that music is now going. I wouldn't doubt it if there are gospel songwriters who are doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just making you aware of the possibilities. I'm just making you aware of the possibilities. Let's go back to the song and let's try playing it all the way through, and then I'll leave you good people to enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll go find me a snack. I want to try and get it all in there on one page. Am I going to get it all on there? Tell you what, let's change the size of our keyboard so we can get more of the song on there. Okay, let's minimize you and put you down here with me so we can get more of the song out. We can expand it because we've pretty much got the framework for this AI generated song about God's grace. Okay, let's take you down a little bit more, and let's Let the chords hang there. Let's move me there. Let's move you over here. Let's see. So we got more space now at the bottom. Do that right there. So you see that I'm staying in the chord family. Let's move you out of the way there. And now I got to try and I've got to try to remember this song, but I can look at the seems AI reflects our soullessness. No, not from what uh and again that gets into a real um mode of how a person feels, because you can have people who sing a very inspiring song, and after their performance can have the worst attitude in the world, but that song can be very moving. I think this is a tool like anything else in life. I want to get the top verse. Like anything else in life, when utilized correctly, is can give advantages to songwriters who have been, how I want to put it, priced out, or not priced out, but who have been shunned or put to the side. Or you're not a top songwriter because your lyrics don't resonate with nobody. Imagine a song like this, talking about God's grace, can reach someone who has never heard about God's grace, and they can resonate with grace, oh grace, a gift so divine from a loving God who is always kind. Those are not soulless words. It covers our sins, it sets us free. This grace so amazing, it's all we need. That's a hymn. That is a hymn. And I'm writing in a CCM style, but this could easily be a hymn. And there's your chorus. Grace, God's grace, it's a river so wide, flows freely to us, never to hide. We stand in awe, overwhelmed by love. Oh, God's grace, it's more than enough. I can't find in your conversation soulless words in those first two stanzas. But let's see how the approach would be now that we've reached this part of my live stream. We've got our Nashville chords. We've got our number system giving us the path of the melody. Now this is where I use the melody to help me formulate in within the system of these chords. I won't go too far outside. I may branch out a bit, but not a lot. But to add a little bit of more touch to it. Four. So that would be my approach to the intro. The last stanzas. We stand in awe. We stand in awe. Right? Overwhelmed by. Overwhelmed by love. I'm gonna go out of the system so bad. I want to do a gospel chord there so bad. last line. 4. Oh, God's grace. 4, 5, 3. It's more than 4. More than enough. Now to the top. Oh, grace. Oh, grace. Oh, gift so divine from a loving God who is always kind. It covers our sins. It sets us free. 6. This grace so amazing. It's 6 bass on 6 on this chord. All we need, God's grace. God's grace. A river so wide. 1. Flows freely to us. Okay. Flows freely to us. Never. 8, 6, 7, 8, 5. Never too high. I've forgotten about it. Freely to us. Never too high. We stand overwhelmed by love. 4. Oh, God's grace. 4, 6. 4, 6. 4. God's grace is more than enough. So yes, struggling with it because I have to look at where my notes were, informing it. But once I got the melody down, the chords will automatically fall in place. Now, yes, I'm skirting around the Nashville chords, so that's why I'm calling them out, so I can make sure that I'm in the playing place. From the top. Grace, I'm doing octaves if I had a unison singing. Grace, oh grace, a gift divine from a 4 loving 1 6. Who is always so kind. Let me go that from the top. Grace, oh grace. It covers our sins. It covers. Okay. It covers our Let me stop right there. Even my own music, in the actual production stages, this is not the, how can I put it? This, if I were a chef and I'm used to using certain cutting tools, certain cuts, pots and pans, certain stirring items, and you throw me into a different kitchen where that's not the pot I'm used to using, that's not the knife I'm used to cutting with, this is not the stirrer that I always use. That's where you see me struggling with. I'm in a genre that, and trying to be creative in a genre that is foreign, not musically, but stylish to me. Again, if I want to make that gospel, I'd be taking a whole different approach to it. There'd be a lot of sevens in it, some minor sixes, which is what I was fighting. There's a minor six I want to put in there. And I said, no, I want to keep it to the four chords that was suggested, just to see whether or not, just to see whether or not um, it's apropos to use. Now, what I do have, and I will tell you, is that I do have a basement version of a song written by AI. What I will do is go to my Sibelius 6 software and create sheet music. And I will put guitar fret chords above it. And then I'm going to float it around and see whether or not it is received. I won't say where it came from, other than from me, because yes, the request came from me. There's a second verse there. I'll leave the second verse off. I'll just do the first verse and the. Well, I can put the second verse in the software. I can put the second verse underneath, and I'm going to float it out there. And I'll create a track. This way, I'm not struggling with it, because when there's a track going, I'm not worried about chording, playing the melody and putting the right chord. If there's a track playing it, then I'll know, follow the track and chord around the track. So I'll create that too. I won't do that live. I'll do that on my time and let you see what is possible in 2023. Goodness, here I am. Now I'm starting to make rhymes too. So let me thank those that have been here, those in the past. Louis Sub Zero, don't know if you're still here. Gold Star, of course. Lovely conversation with you. Very sterling. I shouldn't say lovely, but thought-provoking conversations with you. Annette, who has come in online, how you break your music down, okay? I think I did answer that. ASBKN, thank you for about the audio. I did not have it turned up there. Just reading all the comments. Louis, just bringing us new stuff. I'm trying to stay up to date. I don't want to be in the back wondering, gee, how come I didn't compete in a sense. And of course, Gold Star and all of your conversation, very much appreciated by me, because you had me doing um, multitasking, answering your questions, and still keeping the context of the song in place. So you will see me create the sheet music now that I've got the number system chords down, the numbers of where the lyrics are. Everything else becomes mute point. Once I've got a track in place, I'll have a rhythm attached behind it, and you'll hear the finished product. I won't do an actual live stream. I realize I can be boring when I'm talking, and I can feel my voice telling me you've been talking close for 2 hours. But I do appreciate those who have come in. Sam Tobert, Sound of Joy, Music Services. I don't want to replace songwriters. I really don't, because I consider myself, given an opportunity, one who can also write songs. But I have to be able to acknowledge technology in that they are making it human like. That's what they're doing. How long do we have, those of us that are creatives, that want to be able to use our own gifts and talents? I'm acknowledging I am aging out. I'm that guy that they push to the bottom of the line because he's not young enough to come into a certain area. That's okay. I like where I am right now. It's comfortable. I'm not worried about trying to compete with the songwriters of today. But it's nice to know. It's nice to know that if I have a thought that I have an AI entity that I can go to say, hey, what if I want to write a song about blue skies in Georgia, two stanzas, and I see something pop out, and I go and I pull chords out of my Ray Charles bag and start writing a song, Blue Skies over Georgia, and then float it over the internet, and people go wild over it, wondering, wow, that guy's a tremendous songwriter. And I can say, yes, I am. In a very subtle voice, of course, and very humbly as I can. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I will see you on the next live stream. I hope to post it when it's going to be done, but when I will post when the song is completed, and I should be able to post. Yes, I can post in the post section. I can post an image of the sheet music with the lyrics on it, and yes, you will see a copyright by. I'll put Sound of Joy rather than Sam Talbot, since I would have gotten my ghostwriter would have been Chat GPT. Take care and be blessed, everyone. Take care. Bye.